I was in bed, asleep, beside my partner. I was dreaming, or at least I thought so. I floated out of my body towards the ceiling. I could see my body lying in the bed with my partner. I was ethereal, holographic-like, and aware that I was in two places simultaneously. This awareness made me wonder if I was having a lucid dream, one of those dreams you have when you're aware you're dreaming. At the time, I was skeptical of anything one would call woo-woo occurrences as one perceives as quote-unquote out there. I had a fleeting thought, this is an out-of-body experience, but my disbelief in anything supernatural quickly dismissed it. My body floated away from the bed toward the open French doors leading to a balcony. I peered over the railing and glimpsed the Christmas lights illuminating the top of the fireplace and the closet near the front foyer below. I inched over the balcony above the open area, wondering if I'd fall. Still, before finishing the thought, I slowly and gracefully floated down the front foyer until I was by the front door. I stared at the door's deadbolt. My skeptical side emerged. I plotted to leave the house with the door unlocked to see if the deadbolts remained unlatched in the morning. Interestingly, as I planned to test if this was happening, the thoughts seemed to coincide with my actions. I went outside and closed the unlocked door. In no time, I was out the door facing Denver's lights from my elevated location in the foothills. I turned away from the lights and headed into the mountains. In the morning, when I woke, I sat up so fast it jarred my partner awake. She asked if everything was okay, and I told her about my odd dream and how I left my body and went out the front door and left it unlocked to see if it happened. Without saying anything, she left the bedroom and went downstairs. She returned a few minutes later, crawled beneath the comforter, and laid quietly. When I asked if something was wrong, she said, quote unquote, the front door was unlocked. I started looking at life differently after this. I could no longer say things were woo-woo and roll my eyes, which I was very good at, might I add. This experience indeed was an awakening. Now, I wanted to share this excerpt from this book because this is one of many, many stories by scientists, doctors, even atheists who have had experiences along these lines and thus this contributed to their great awakening and their shift in perceiving the world as they thought they knew it. It is also validating what I have been saying for the very longest, and that is science and spirituality are actually two sides of the same coin. The difference is one measures their knowledge by study, research based on the five senses and what can be measured, and the other come to the same level of knowledge and knowing by way of simply being tapped in or DNA activation within the self that gives one access to the knowledge and information. Remember, long before we had universities clout and status in relation to education and degrees. We had thriving, highly advanced civilization. More evidence is coming out that our ancestors were even more advanced than we are today. What happened? Where did we fall off? Where did we lose the connection? That's a rhetorical question, but I'm challenging the listener to consider that maybe, just maybe, we fell off when we start falling into these extremes, discounting one way of moving and navigating and perceiving life over the other, when the truth is somewhere in the middle. Our ancestors had the science of spirituality as well as traditional science. And it's all been co-opted, divided, fragmented. Some parts have been hidden in these secret orders and secret societies, and some aspect has been purposefully corrupted. We are in a time where it's all coming back together, but in order for that to happen, the old must be exposed and seen for what it is, rejected and destroyed. And on that note, the excerpt that I read from is God's in the Game, Messages on the Awakening and Consciousness Shift by Alex Marcoux in co-creation with Shauna Kalaki, Daniel, and Connie. Check it out.